And when I figured this out, because for so long I would get depressed and frustrated when I would fail. I'd make a mistake, I'd have an issue, and it would send me into a tailspin. I'm not worth it. I've been through the ringer a lot in my life, and I've been through the ups, the downs, the valleys, and all that. And there's some things that I've learned, and I love sharing this stuff with other guys because the lessons I learned is like, okay, I hope that I can help somebody else avoid at least some of these pitfalls. And I was actually talking to somebody last night about this, and I think you take something that somebody taught you, and then you have it for when you go through that experience, and then you can match it, right? Because somebody can describe something, but if you've never been through it, you don't necessarily make that connection. Whereas if you've learned something and then you go through that experience, oh, that connects. I can use that for this. And so I've got four things that I think help change my mentality that I heard over and over and over, and I finally figured out how to apply it, or I figured out this experience matches well with this. So I'm going to go through these real quick for you because maybe these will help you adopt a new mindset, change your mentality, move forward on something, or realize you're holding yourself back, which is a big one. Number one is lean into discomfort. We try so hard to make ourselves comfortable, but the problem is we try so hard to stay comfortable. But the issue is we need to be uncomfortable. The uncomfortable nature of life, the suffering of life, whatever you want to call it, that helps us grow. And if you can learn to be okay with leaning into discomfort or leaning into suffering or struggling, however you want to embrace the suck, right? If you can learn to be okay with that, you're going to learn a lot about yourself. You're going to realize where you need to grow stronger, and you're going to grow massive amounts because if you're avoiding that discomfort, you're actually decaying, you're falling apart, you're getting soft. And I think we as humans are built to take on challenge. And especially as men, we're built to take on challenge day after day. Number two, failure is useful. So if you're leaning into discomfort or issues, guess what? That failure that you're going to go through is very useful. It's a lesson learned. And when I figured this out, because for so long I would get depressed, and when I figured this out, because for so long I would get depressed and frustrated when I would fail. I'd make a mistake, I'd have an issue, and it would send me into a tailspin. I'm not worth anything. I'm horrible. I suck at this. Why would anybody? And I had to figure out how to use those failures to my advantage and to know that those failures are powerful. And the mistakes we make, the failures we make, the shortcomings we have, all those things are really good teachers to grow in. And you can use those to help point you on the right path. And the older you get, you're still going to make failures. And some of them will be big, but you'll have learned how to handle those failures so that they're not as uh, significant or permanent in your life. And the cool thing is, when you're young, you can start over from scratch a lot easier than you can once you're older. And I like this concept. I love the idea that failure is so useful for you. Turn it into a tool. And every time you fail, every time you make a mistake, catalog it and figure out, okay, what went wrong? And use it as inspiration to move into that next step. Number three, do not compromise on the details. If you walk past that piece of trash on the ground, pick it up. If you could wipe down the counter or walk past it, wipe it down. If you could sleep in 5 minutes more or get up when you're supposed to, get up when you're supposed to. I like to say that compromise, it's like cockroaches, right? Where there's one, there's probably hundreds hiding behind the walls. And when we let little compromises in, now I'm not talking about resting on purpose or priority setting, but when we compromise, I don't have to do it. I'll just skip that. Those compromises lead to other compromises, right? And if any of you have ever been on a diet and you eat that sugary treat, how much easier it is to eat the second one or the third one or the fourth one. Compromise leads to more compromise. And so those small details, do not compromise on them because they're so important and the details add up. That's the idea of Kaizen. Kaizen is flat out, Okay, these little areas of improvement, fix those, they compound over time. Same thing with compromise. Squash the little compromises and you will see yourself develop and grow. Number four, I think this is most important, faith and hope. If you don't have hope and you don't have any sort of faith in the overarching direction of things, why bother? You're a nihilist. Why bother? You're a nihilist. Faith, and I'm a Christian. Why bother? You're a nihilist. Faith, and I'm a Christian. I believe the Lord is guiding things. All things work together for the good of those who love him according to his purpose, right? Faith in the Lord is so powerful and useful because I can rely on that. When everything seems dark, you know what, Lord, I got faith in you. I'm following you. And the best part is like it depends on expectations too. If I have the wrong expectations, I have faith in the wrong thing. But also I've got hope that it can get better, that it will improve, that I can do better, that there's a better thing around the corner, and I just got to keep going. And faith and hope will drive you through some really dark times. And it's up to you to decide when you're in those really dark times, are you going to give in to that darkness and just let it swallow you? Or are you going to keep going and handle the adversity day by day with faith and hope? So I hope these help. I think they're useful. They help change my mentality because my mentality very much was very passive, very depressed, low self-worth. And when I started focusing, especially on these type of things, I started to see myself grow and the other people around me grow. And that's the coolest part is when you get to an influence and help other people grow, there's something so powerful about that because in the end of the day, it's not about you. It's about the people you're helping. And so I hope this helps you. All right, guys. If you like this type of stuff, by all means, subscribe. Go to theforge.org. Check us out. Check out what we do. My goal is to help other guys, and I get it. There's a lot of guys doing this type of thing. By all means, go to the guy that you know is going to help you, that you resonate with. But if there are guys out there that I resonate with and I can help you get to that next level, by all means, get a hold of me. Love you guys.